the sine rule. So here we're taking our first foray into trigonometry in non-right angled triangles. The sine and cosine rules both use a naming convention for sides and angles, which is shown in the diagram below. So what I want you to note here is that the side A and the angle A are opposite each other. So this small a refers to the length of this side, and big A refers to the size of this angle. And in the same way, side B is opposite angle B, and side C is opposite angle C. We can solve for side lengths and angles for triangles, both right-angled and non-right-angled, using the sine rule. For any triangle ABC, A over sine A is equal to B over sine B, which is equal to C over sine C. And this is actually three equations. You could have A equal to B, A equal to C, or B equal to C, depending on the situation that you have. You can also turn this whole thing upside down, which is slightly easier when you're finding angles. But you should note that you have an E activity for the sine rule, and you can't really be asked about the sine rule on a non-calculator paper. So practice with the E activity. A, B and C represent the angles, we mentioned that, and A, B and C represent the sine lengths. The angle is opposite the side lengths represented by the same letter. We talked about that right back at the beginning, so that angle A is opposite side A. Note, the sine rule can only be used to solve triangles if the following information is given. Either one side and two angles, or two sides and an angle opposite one of the given sides. So what are we saying here? So let's look at those situations on this diagram again. One side and two angles. Well, remember, if we know two of the angles, we also know the third, because we know the angle sum is 180 degrees. So we can always work out what all three angles are if we have two of them. Then suppose we have a side. That's one of the situations in which we can use it. So what was the other one? So two sides and an angle opposite one of the given sides. So we might know A and B. And then we either need to know A because it's opposite this one, or B because it's opposite this one. Now there is a way to test for this. What you can do is you can write down A, B, C, and you can write down A, B, C. So we have the angles and the side lengths. And then you write down the information you know. And if you know either both A's, like we do here, or both B's, or both C's, you can use the sine rule. And if you're not in that situation, you'll have to use the cosine rule, which we'll see later.